Well, hi everyone. It's Dave here. So glad of you to join us for this very interesting and very important. This is a sponsored learning lab by TechJutsu and Okta. Let me introduce you to Tracy Nyhol. Tracy is the founder and CEO of TechJutsu, an identity and access management company that focuses on helping FIs deliver a verification experience that is both accessible and secure. And I know they do because I changed my password 35 years ago, so I'm right on top of it. She has worked with many Canadian credit unions. Now, before Tracy speaks, we're going to start us off with a short video and then she'll be on.
Canada's credit unions are leading the way in accessibility. Credit unions are member-focused and seek to bring the best possible member experience. Credit unions go above and beyond to make their financial services more accessible to all members of the community. TechJutsu and Okta collaborate with credit unions to design security solutions that are accessible and simple to use. We've leveraged Okta's easy-to-use one-push notification across all platforms your members use. This means members have the same familiar experience across online banking, mobile banking, and the call center. We're building this familiar experience by asking ourselves questions like, what if it was your parent that was struggling to access their banking due to their inability to remember their security questions? What if someone you loved was having difficulty in seeing the texted codes and couldn't access the services they need? What if there was a solution that gives them their dignity back? We all know we need to securely verify people that are accessing financial services. Currently, some of the members of our society that need those vital financial services the most are being left behind. The one-push notification means people with cognitive, memory issues are not excluded. People with motor limitations have accessible verification. People who can't see well have one high-contrast button to push. Best of all, because it is on your phone, the organization verifying you can ensure you are who you say you are. Protection with simplicity and accessibility. Keep the bad guys away with Okta Verify and TechJutsu Caller Verify. All too often, security and member experience are in a tug-of-war, pulling your organization in opposite directions. In collaboration with credit unions, Okta and TechJutsu have found a way to provide both world-class security and accessible member experience. Join us on this journey as we walk through credit union use cases and paint the full picture of a secure and accessible member experience. Hello, my name is Tracy Nyhol, the founder of TechJutsu. I want to thank you for having us at this year's Credit Union Conference. We're excited to have the opportunity to show you the solutions that we have developed in collaboration with our credit union clients and Okta that protect your members' identity. Today, we'll be taking you on a journey through how the credit union values of accessibility and security can be architected into your online banking, mobile banking, and member contact center experiences. We'll walk through real-life use cases and financial demos. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A and we'll answer them. TechJutsu is a proud partner of Okta. Okta is a leader in the identity and access management field, according to both Gartner and Forrester. And you can see them circled in red here in the top right leaders quadrant. Okta has proven integrations with other FI systems you may know, like Temenos, eBankit, and Shape F5. Okta as a leader can meet both credit union member and workforce needs. At TechJutsu, we're always looking for innovative ways to build complete solutions that can integrate with credit union existing systems and provide a consistent user experience across all member platforms. We're an Okta service partner and the latest winner of the Okta Innovation Award for extending Okta's member verification experience to the call center. This partnership has helped TechJutsu implement Okta's premier identity and access management platform for several Canadian credit unions and banks. A frequent question I get asked is, how did you come up with the name TechJutsu? When I studied martial arts in Japan, I learned that jitsu means skill in Japanese. So TechJutsu, or technical skill, seemed to fit both what we do and our personality. We call ourselves ninjas, but what is a ninja? Ninjas move and act without being seen or noticed, and we take aim in that practice in our IAM solutions. We try to implement them without causing disruptions to our clients' day-to-day workflow. In doing so, we work very closely with our clients and never make any changes without proper clear communication and approvals. Now, let me introduce two ninjas who will be presenting with me today. As mentioned, I'm the founder and CEO of TechJutsu. After doing 15 years of doing identity management projects, I noticed a gap in the industry where services companies only offered one piece of the identity puzzle instead of focusing on the entire business ecosystem. TechJutsu was born to focus on credit unions holistically. These two highly specialized ninjas who make up my team at TechJutsu. Mike is an identity veteran who has 14 years experience implementing identity projects and is often designing custom components that empower our clients to seamlessly manage their identities, including the member care center verification we will demo for you today. Gabrielle has worked as a technical BA, implementer, and solution architect. She bridges the gap between our clients' business needs and IT teams to make IAM solutions work for everyone. Next, we're going to talk about why identity management is important to credit unions and their members. Members are getting more invested in their own identity security and are starting to ask for stronger levels of security to protect themselves. Credit unions are member-focused and have put accessibility for their services in their values. In light of recent FI breaches, such as the BMO breach that has been in the news, many insurance companies are moving towards providing premium discounts if second factor authentication is part of the credit union security strategy. Providers such as Kumis are offering premium discounts for credit unions implementing second factor. In the recent BMO breach, a caller called into BMO's call center and was able to impersonate a customer by answering their easily guessable security questions and gaining access to drain a customer's account. With Okta's push verification, we will show you how BMO could have saved themselves making an insurance claim for the stolen amount. Second factor authentication is becoming an important criteria in insurance coverage for FIs, and having 2FA can reduce your cyber insurance premiums. Protecting the call center with that same second factor can reduce your crime insurance claims. With this kind of protection, it stands to reason that less claims equals lower premiums. Members are demanding second factor since familiar social platforms provide this level of security, and they expect the same or better for their financial institutions. Many clients are starting to wonder, if I have second factor on my Gmail, why don't I have it on my banking? And they're right. But we also need to think about accessibility. And part of what we love about working with credit unions is they care more about accessibility than most organizations. This is a common value that we share with credit unions. During the pandemic, more and more FI services moved online, leaving some members of our society behind. For me, it was my grandpa, and I knew I didn't want to leave him behind. Later in this presentation, we'll be discussing various solutions to help these individuals maintain their independence and give them their dignity back. And now I'll pass it over to Gabrielle, who will chat with us about online banking.
Thank you, Tracy. From a technical standpoint, there's a lot that both we and our clients love about Okta. Okta provides you a secure authentication library so that your programmers can focus on making your online and mobile experience the absolute best it can be. Oh, can we get the presentation back, please? Okta can plug and play with your existing systems and assets, everything from your backend to your mobile framework. We've got proven integrations with Temenos, C1, and eBankit, so all of your banking functions are covered. It's a lot faster and easier to stand up and maintain than a homegrown solution. And even better, Okta is fully customizable to your organization's branding. You can make it transparent to your members. Now let's take a look at what your online banking sign-on experience might look like.
So today we've made a banking app to show you all how Okta works in an FI environment. Today I'm playing the role of a customer logging into my neighborhood bank. So I just click the login button there at the top right of the page, and up comes the Okta sign-on widget, already branded to our bank's logo, colors, and branding, without us even really having to do much code. That widget comes pre-built from Okta. Once I've entered my username and password, I click Send Push. I verify my Okta Verify on my phone. And it's just that easy. I'm signed in to do my banking faster and more securely than ever.
Thanks. Now that you've seen the desktop experience, let's talk about mobile banking. We know your members aren't always on desktop. With Okta, you can easily extend your user experience from desktop to mobile applications and right back again. Okta's authentication library is built from the ground up for both desktop and mobile. Rather than having to build out a full separate mobile flow, your team can focus on making your mobile app experience a great one. Our proven member identity experience saves you time and money without compromising your features and security. Let's see that login experience again on mobile this time. After this video, I'll pass it over to Mike to talk about our Caller Verify solution.
Let's take a look at the mobile login experience for our neighborhood bank app. As you can see, we've got the Okta sign-on widget, and on the back end, we actually haven't done any customizations to this widget to make it mobile friendly. This is the same code as we used on the desktop. So Maura just needs to enter her username and password. And then Maura provides her Okta Verify. And we'll see that on her phone. And she'll click, yes, it's me. And that's that. Maura is signed into her online banking.
Thanks, Gabrielle. Next, we're going to talk to you about how you can protect your members utilizing our patent-pending Caller Verify solution. We originally developed Caller Verify for Service Credit Union, who was visionary in protecting members from fraudsters getting past security questions. Service also wanted to improve member experience by eliminating annoying security questions, so their member care center could spend more time delivering the quality service that mattered. Security questions were problematic for elderly members who struggled to remember the answers and to whose users vision problems could not easily look up information on their bank statements. So based on this accessibility requirement, we looked for a way to make caller verification both secure and easy. Now, Caller Verify allows you to get to helping your callers as fast as possible by integrating seamlessly with the organization's existing identity provider. Using Okta, you can securely verify your caller by sending a push notification to the registered mobile device. Caller Verify is versatile and can fit many of the use cases below, including verification of members calling in to perform day-to-day banking and investments, securing high-value transactions, including wire transfers, e-transfers, and protecting high-valued wealth management advisory services. We've prepared a great demo video to showcase how easy Caller Verify can be.
We have prepared a few demos to show you Caller Verify's use cases. We hope they will give you a clear understanding of how Caller Verify can fit your organization's evolving needs.
First, I will log into the Caller Verify app. Do keep in mind that the logo, colors, and fonts are entirely customizable to match your branding on every branch of the Caller Verify app. The sign-in widget is provided by Okta, so you can keep your organization's sign-on policies secure in the Caller Verify app. To log in, I have a second factor set up as well, and I can send myself the push with the press of a button. Now that I'm logged into the Caller Verify app, I'm ready to start helping callers. Here's Jane now.
Hi, I'm calling to make some changes to my account.
Sure. Can I get the email address for this account?
My email address is jane.the.good@techjutsu.com.
All right, I'm looking you up. Ah, here you are. I can see that your account is active and you have enhanced security set up in our system. I've gone ahead and sent you a push notification to verify that you are who you say you are before we change any details on your account. Just press yes and we'll move on to helping you with your account changes.
Wow, I got that so fast. Okay, I pressed yes.
Okay, now that I've verified that you are who you say you are, how can I help you?
Now we'll show what happens when we receive a call from a bad actor.
Hi, I'm calling to make some changes to my account.
Sure. Can I get your email address?
My email address is jane.the.good@techjutsu.com.
All right, I'm looking you up. Ah, here you are. I can see that your account is active and you have enhanced security set up in our system. I've gone ahead and sent you a push notification to verify that you are who you say you are before we change any details on your account. Just press yes and we'll move on to helping you with your account changes.
Why can't you just ask me a security question, like my birthday?
Because you've enabled a second factor, we will verify you with your second factor.
That's weird. I'm not trying to access my account right now.
Looks like you've pressed no. I will be reporting this to the fraud investigation team.
No!
What a great demonstration of how simple yet powerful Caller Verify can be. I'll now pass it over to Tracy to show you how Caller Verify can fit into your environment.
Thanks, Mike. We built Caller Verify to extend the functionality of Okta verification to call centers. Caller Verify extends the familiar mobile and online experiences to the call center so your members feel comfortable no matter what platform they interface with you on. Caller Verify prevents the very problem that caused Bank of Montreal to be in the news recently when a caller impersonated a BMO user at their call center and gained access to drain one of their customers' accounts. As you can see in this diagram, Okta is a very key piece of their architecture, providing the second factor and the user store. Caller Verify can also use familiar verification such as Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, or texted SMS codes. But the one-push verification of Okta Verify is recommended as is both most accessible for users with memory or vision issues. Say goodbye to bad guys with Caller Verify. TechJutsu's Caller Verify solution reduces risk and makes organizations compliant with regulations, as well as saving time and money. If an organization's callers are complaining about the questions they ask or the time it takes when they contact the call center, then you can delight them with TechJutsu's Caller Verify solution. Caller Verify also integrates seamlessly with an automated telephony system, or IVR. Next, I will pass it over to Gabrielle to discuss Okta and your fraud detection system.
Thanks, Tracy. Let's talk a bit more about security. We'll show you here how you can leverage Okta for step-up authentication triggered by either fraud policy or fraud detection software, such as from our friends at Shape. We combined Shape and Okta into a solution when we recognized a problem. How do you find an easy-to-implement, user-friendly, and secure member solution? We were working with several companies, each of which offered a part of the picture for digital banking, but nobody had really put everything together into a cohesive solution or integrated it in a way that made sense to an FI like you. So we stepped into the gap and brought Okta, eBankit, and Shape together to create a one-stop shop for FI clients with integrations we'd already proven out. That way, our FIs didn't have to cobble together a solution, saving their teams time and frustration. Additionally, because the digital banking climate is so complex, we wanted to provide a really future-ready and secure solution to help our members be ready to adapt to shifts in the banking and regulatory landscape. To solve the challenges we'd encountered in the world of digital banking, we came up with the solution. We integrate the fraud alerting provided by Shape Security and the great identity experience from Okta to bring our clients a fully integrated solution that reduces risk and provides a great member experience. We can create this great member experience with your existing software or with eBankit in a low-friction solution that makes eBanking even easier for members and prevents pushback. Because of the Shape portion of this solution, we prevent up to 95% of fraudulent transactions, targeted attacks, and bot attacks. We can help our clients become industry leaders in the digital banking revolution with this adaptive, future-ready solution. Let's pivot a little to talk quickly about some fraud challenges in the financial industry. As we all know, stolen credentials are a huge problem. Up to 95% of internet traffic in some of these FI situations is bot-based, trying to identify users' credentials, steal users' credentials, or use stolen credentials. And as we all know, people often reuse passwords or use weak passwords. So a breach somewhere else can affect you. This is an example of a credential stuffing attack. As you can see, the attackers at the sample company launched an absolutely massive volume of transactions over a couple of days. Notice how much the transactions per hour actually subside after Shape starts mitigating. There were over 200,000 unique IP addresses involved in this attack, launching nearly 300 million requests. The company's traditional IP defenses only caught about 2% of these attacks. So that was their IP, geo, their traditional signature-based defenses. They just weren't able to keep pace. Shape mitigated everything in just a couple of days. So let's talk about what that level of mitigation means in the long term. For the sample company with Shape, we delivered 2 to 3 times the fraud savings than with more traditional bot tracking. The example customer here went from detecting and avoiding about $300,000 of fraud loss per month to stopping almost $1 million of fraud. Shape delivered almost $10 million in fraud savings annually to that customer. There's so much you can do with this level of intelligence and threat detection, but you do need a way to act on it and provide your MFA and secure sign-on to members. And that's where Okta comes in. With Okta and your FI template, you've already got that covered. The financial security package offers great risk reduction. It efficiently verifies the identity of your customers using Okta's adaptive multi-factor authentication technology. We enhance this by leveraging Shape's AI fraud engine to provide fraud protection and to step up Okta's second factor challenges on high-risk events. FIs report sustained reductions in fraud losses, including chargebacks and unauthorized fund transfers. So you can reduce the risk of exposure of customer data and money with this financial security package. On top of security, members are continuously demanding ever higher levels of service and availability, and technology is making it easier than ever to switch banks, making your relationships less sticky. TechJutsu combines several technologies to keep your members with you. Using the magic of Okta, we can authenticate members phoning into your service center by securely using their Okta second factor, making things faster and more secure for them when they have to call it. Shape fraud detection keeps your members' money safer than ever, and we can put this all into your existing backend, or if you're in the market for a new backend, we're partnered with eBankit to provide an out-of-the-box mobile and online banking platform to meet your members' needs. This solution helps you make the most of your member relationship by creating personalized journeys. We make your digital banking transformation fast and easy. So when you call a credit card company, they ask you what the anniversary of your credit card is, and you can't even remember your own anniversary. That's where we come in. Let's see what this template looks like in practice.
Let's show you guys quickly how Okta and Shape work together. I'm going to play the part of what Shape might consider a good user, someone who doesn't trigger any fraud alerts. So I'm going to sign into the bank with my usual login flow. While I'm doing this, Shape is analyzing everything about me. How fast I type, whether it appears I'm copying and pasting usernames and passwords. That's a really common thing in password spray attacks. Whether this is a device I normally use, a time I normally use, and I'm going to transfer $1,000 from my corporate account to my checking account. And Shape's already decided that it's me. So when I go to submit transfer, it's reviewed by the Shape fraud headers, and Shape says there's no MFA required by fraud policy. You can see we've got it up in the console here for you guys to see a bit more easily what's going on. And there we go. I've already had $1,000 transferred, and I saw no friction on my side. All right, so now we're going to see what happens when Shape suspects a possible fraud. As you can see, Mike is logging in and providing his credentials. Shape is noticing something off in the background right now. Maybe Mike is really clearly copying and pasting his credentials when he doesn't normally do that. Maybe his behavior patterns, time of day, IP are off. Whatever it is, Shape is thinking that there's a risk that this isn't Mike. So Mike is going to go do a transfer of $1,000 from corporate to checking, same as we just did, but the app is going to behave differently. Shape is going to ask Mike for a step-up authentication. And as you can see on the console, Shape has required MFA by fraud policy. Luckily, it's Mike, so he provides a step-up, and the transfer is successful. Now, outside of Shape, you can configure a requirement to step up authentication for high-risk transactions and large ones. So Mike is transferring $5,000, and he's required to step up again. As you can see, the policy triggered is different. Check the side console there. We've got MFA required for high-value transactions. So since Mike transferred a large amount of money, he had to use Okta Verify again. Luckily, he had his phone, so he was successful, and Mike successfully transferred $5,000.
Thank you so much. Tracy will now take the floor to talk about passwordless solutions.
Thanks, Gabrielle. We've already talked a little bit about improving member experience while also improving security. Passwordless takes us to the next level. Passwordless is not only quicker and easier, but eliminates the security risk of easy-to-guess passwords. Mike is going to talk about a password solution known as OneCosmos that integrates with Okta for the credit union use case of verifying a member's government ID, such as you would during a mortgage application.
Thanks, Tracy. OneCosmos is the digital identity and passwordless authentication solution for workforce and members that integrates directly with Okta. The integration of OneCosmos and Okta provides a unique take on passwordless by using government identification databases like passports and driver's licenses to validate users. This has several cool applications, like allowing you to verify a member's government ID when approving them for a mortgage. The indisputable digital identity through biometrics allows our clients to increase security and productivity in the workforce and lower costs. The elimination of friction and manual registration means that customers are happier in customer identity solutions too, increasing sales and enhancing their experience. OneCosmos integrated with Okta reduces the risk of regulatory non-compliance, making auditors happy. Let's take a look at what the government ID enrollment process looks like.
First, Mike opens the OneCosmos app and securely signs in with a fingerprint. To enroll a driver's license, he'll first have to enroll his Live ID, so he navigates to the Enroll tab and selects Live ID. There are some instructions, but we just press Next, as we'll be showing you what happens. To enroll his face in Live ID, OneCosmos asks him to make a few faces, like blinking and smiling, and then, just like that, he has a Live ID enrolled. From here, Mike can select Driver's License and enroll it. Please forgive this part, as this is where I badly superimposed a fake license over Mike's. So as you can see, he scans the back of his license and then the front. And in just a few seconds, his driver's license is enrolled. Getting OneCosmos set up to verify you with a government-issued ID is easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Now that you've seen how easy it is to enroll a government-issued ID in OneCosmos, we'll show you how easy it is to use that to log into apps powered by Okta.
So the user experience for our InvestFin app here mostly takes place in OneCosmos. Mike has opened up his InvestFin app, and he'll navigate to OneCosmos on his phone and press Scan QR. Mike just points the camera at the QR code on the screen and confirms his identity with Face ID and the credentials that he's sending to InvestFin. And Mike's in, just like that.
That's quick. Yeah, absolutely. Now we'll tell you a little bit more about Okta Verify, a second factor authentication option on a member's phone that provides the ability for members to use something that they already have as an authentication tool. As you've seen in the banking and Caller Verify demo videos, Okta Verify can fit seamlessly into whatever integration you already have. I'm now going to turn the presentation over to Tracy to final.
Thanks, Mike. In our final section, we'll take you through our process, showing you some of the stuff we've worked on in the past and giving you an idea of how we can work with you and your team to implement Okta for your members or workforce. The TechJutsu process covers every aspect of your identity solution, from assessing your current state to advising you based on that assessment to implementing an Okta IAM solution. We make handoff easy by providing our clients with operational and help desk training, runbooks, and help desk guides. And finally, we can maintain those solutions by providing health checks, new feature updates, suspicious activity reports, success meetings, and anything else our clients need to make sure they're happy and getting their money's worth. The purpose of the assessment is to give your stakeholders a clear understanding of what the current state is and what the recommended future state will be. These assessments will define how much it will cost in terms of both time and effort to get to the future state and what the return on investment will be. And of course, how the member experience will improve. We help you find that sweet spot between improving member experience and maximizing risk reduction. Here's an image from one of our assessments. TechJutsu believes in working with the client to get the most out of their Okta implementation and to feel comfortable knowing what is ahead of the project. Our ninjas can either do all the work for you or expertly guide your team to be hands-on keyboard. We paint a clear picture of exactly what the implementation of an identity customer project will look like, allowing those C-level executives and other important decision makers to make informed decisions about the project and to know if they need to bring on extra resources. We found this gives our clients a high level of comfort and helps them obtain the necessary buy-in and funding from stakeholders. We provide visual representations of the effort our client will need to put in, making it easy to understand. Here's another image from one of our assessments. In this image, we discovered how much time the client was taking to do different things that we could automate with Okta. For example, password resets, access requests, on and offboarding, and then we calculated the help desk cost savings of automating these processes. By visually representing how much money they would save through automation with an Okta project, this image gave the client the information they needed to make the decision to go forward. This diagram, showing a typical credit union, would save a third of the time they had spent on onboarding, access, and password reset requests, making an Okta project the right choice. We visually represent anything we can to help our clients better understand the benefits of an Okta project and making it easy for their cybersecurity team to present the information to a final decision maker. We provide these visualizations to show stakeholders the benefits of implementing Okta and the return on investment. We've implemented Okta for many happy clients as shown above. As you can see, we love working with credit unions and they love us. In summary, I hope we've explained why identity and access management is so important now and going forward. To protect your members with the power of Okta, to collaborate with TechJutsu and Okta to build the right solution for your members, and to provide greater accessibility and usability. Thank you for listening to us share some of the credit union use cases we've come across. Now we're happy to answer any questions you have. And of course, if you want to discuss your needs more in depth, please feel free to book a meeting with us using the QR code on screen. Maura, do we have any questions?
Let me have a look. We do have one. Sending that to you right now.
So Maura just sent me a question asking how involved our team can be with working on an implementation with TechJutsu. That's a great question. So really is up to you. We will be flexible with what you need. We recommend that your teams work with us so that when we hand off the project, they're able to maintain it operationally. But if you're in a rush to get something done, we can also do all the work for you. So it's really what is best for you.
Do we have any more questions from the audience?
Any more questions? So quick question on the Caller Verify and Okta pricing. They're both SaaS services, so they're sold for a reoccurring fee. And if there's nothing else, we'll pass it back to our fabulous AV team to take you to the next presentation.
And I'm more than fine to jump in. Thank you so much, Tracy, and thanks for the whole team. Tremendous. So you're saying I should change my password. Is that what you're really saying? Is that what this is coming down to?
Aren't actually that secure, so we actually want people to move to more secure tokens.
Exactly. I'm waiting.
Is we want you to bug your bank for second factor. That's what we want.
That's okay. I'm on it. I'm going to call right after this. Thanks, Mike. Thanks all of you. And thanks everyone at TechJutsu for being so insightful and helpful and keeping us all safe.